Good afternoon. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home on IC Radio. In Christ Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, as well as Abundant TV, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. You can also catch us on the internet if you would like to go to the website, icradio.media. And you can also download the apps that way as well. We're on all the social media sites, so you'll always be able to go back. And I have Brandon Thompson with me right now. I didn't tell Brandon this, but Brandon, all of the shows are archived. So if it's 10 years from now and you want to show your kids or your grandkids where you were on television, you'll be able to find it on Facebook if Facebook is still around. So I keep all of the shows, so we'll be able to go back. I have Brandon Thompson with me right now, and Brandon is the Senior Officer Administrator, Fort Payne, DRC, Light, as Alabama Bureau of Pardons and Paroles. They're located right there in Fort Payne. It's so good to have you on the show today, Brandon.
I'm excited. Thanks for having me.
Well, we're excited to have you on the show because you and I have a lot of interest in common. And part of that is to help folks find jobs, regardless of what their situation might be.
Yeah, that's one thing that we really set for in our goals is not only to find a job, but really to focus on a career. And a great job for some of the people is, troubled and bad. We try to line up, really get their life back on.
Mm-hmm. And something we may have a mutual friend, Randall Ham, who is with Kairos Prison Ministry. Okay. And so Randall and I are always out there, talking about these really awesome jobs that pay a lot, where basically all you need is a certificate, and you guys help get folks on the right feet there.
That's one thing that we really do try to do. I know networking's key, so maybe we need to talk more about that after the show. But any opportunity that we can have to get somebody a good career after a bad choice, I'm all in.
Yeah, I'm diving into that. So let's talk about what you currently do right now.
Okay, yeah, I'm again Senior Officer Brandon Thompson with the Alabama Bureau of Pardons and Paroles. I'm an administrator over the Fort Payne Daily Reporting Center line. We're a more intensive felony probation and parole center. And of course, daily reporting, they come every day and they report to us. But we do a number of things when they're here for cognitive rehabilitation and things of that nature. We have moral recognition therapy they go through to really help change the way that they think, our participants and some of the offenders from making very poor decisions. We start introducing and continue to a better way of thinking and hopefully to lead towards better decisions. And one of my big things, and a lot of the other administrators throughout the state, we focus on careers. Mm-hmm. If you don't have anything to lose, it's easy to make a bad decision. But if you have something to lose, it's a lot easier to make the right choice and a better functioning member of society. And that's the main goal. And like you speak about with the job, sometimes that's the missing key. The missing piece. If we can fill that void, a lot of times we can do that. And speak about partnering with Northeast, we partner with them. And they come in and offer a broad spectrum of different types of education. We've had everything from the Ready to Work program, using them for some of our participants have gone through and got actually certified in heavy equipment operation. They have plumbing programs. They have CDL opportunities. They have so many different choices, which is great because our offenders are already the scale is unbalanced. So, but if you have a hit on your record, but yet you have a certificate and you're better educated, you have to balance the scale and to weigh it out to where you're the pick for that opportunity for that job. That's where our partnership does with Northeast.
And I think that's really awesome too, where you can have a certificate and not have that high college debt behind you that you've got to catch up with constantly and try to get that paid down. And you have an opportunity to make a lot of money, actually more money than most people with degrees would be able to make.
Surprisingly, yes. I know coming into this job, we had to have a bachelor's degree just to get my position. And there are people leaving with certificates making more than I make. It has me. I need to go to Northeast and check out some of these certificates myself.
Hmm. That's true. You know something? If I were young again, I would get two of those certificates. I'd probably do something in welding. And another thing is, you mothers out there, your mother used to say, "I want you to marry a doctor or a lawyer." Now it's a plumber, because plumbers are the fastest growing millionaires in the United States.
I have a family member who's working on his master plumber, and he can literally write his own ticket. And he does but look at blue, make sure that other people have done their job right. And that's
Hmm.
it.
It's such a good way. I mean, just to turn your life around, because I mean, money's not everything, but being able to pay bills and being able to help your family, kids coming up, Christmas time, those kinds of things. There's just something about being able to do that, that can help folks. But now a lot of folks were born a different way, or maybe they just got in with the wrong crowd. I mean, that can happen to anybody. You get in with the wrong crowd on a Saturday night, and you make a mistake.
That's it. And then just the benefits that come with some of these positions, the insurances, actually having a family to depend on you for those things, is huge. It really leads more into success, because some of the people that we have now, we have some that have made a bad decision, but some come from the different side of the tracks, if you will, a completely different lifestyle. But once they have that dependence, it's a lot easier to maintain lifestyle once you have those things to lose. And again, that's been one of our main focus points.
And you guys also are a great team to root that on. Help people find out what ambition is, and to be able to turn your life around.
We do. We're blessed to on our staff here in Fort Payne and throughout the state. There's several of these DRCs and DRC lights. But on my staff here, I have another officer, Officer Jacob Waits, who is very passionate about his job, and he reinforces the law and the standards and makes sure that that they do legally what they're supposed to do. We do curfew checks, we do home visits, we search them, hold them accountable for the legality. But then also on staff, we have social service caseworker Christopher Huff, who really dives in and is passionate about the cognitive side of it. So not only are we accountable legally, but we're accountable mentally too. So that's it. We really have something going here. I think Alabama has really figured it out by bringing, and it's really a good program for parolees who get out of prison and they've done 20 years in prison. It's hard to go from incarcerated type lifestyle to just free. So we're that intermediate program. We ease you back into society. So we're still in supervision, but yet you have a lot more freedoms than you did in prison. And as you progress, we're a phase-based program. So phase 1, of course, is more intensive. Phase 2, we slack off a little bit. You get more freedoms. And phase 3, depending on what crime you previously committed or whatever, it may just be you report to me once a month. And that's it. And we just check how you're doing. Show me you still got a pay stub and you're showing up to work like you're supposed to. You're being a functional member of society. I'll see you next. But when you first begin, it's every day. So it's a good thing.
Do you also help them with choices? Because you can make a mistake. I mean, and like I said, anybody can. There's no social status or anything like that involved. But sometimes it's just you just keep going down that same road. You got the same group of friends. You've got whatever is the same. Maybe your family's not an encouragement. Do you also help folks with maybe families that are not encouraging?
That's actually part of our phases of graduation.
Okay.
They have with family counseling sessions.
That's great.
Social service caseworker. He does individual with them, and then part of the graduation phase criteria is to develop that relationship back with your family and kind of those jagged areas that were there. But yeah, that's what it definitely is. But I definitely agree. I mean, you have I know I left to do the Army thing. I was gone for 12 years, and I came back. Some of my old friends were then on my caseload and had just made bad decisions. I knew they were good people. They had just made bad decisions. Now, you do have bad people, but you also have good people that made bad decisions. And those are the ones that we can really, really help.
And a person really needs to want to help themselves as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, and if the person comes to the program and they don't want to change or they don't want the help, then again, showing up every day, we get to the bottom of that very quickly. So if they, still have substance abuse problems, I see them every day. You can hide that for so long. So, I mean, the ones that are not wanting to, we see it very quickly and we address it very quickly. So it's a lot better on the community. We're doing our job as post-certified officers is protecting the community a lot better that way. But it also holds them again a little bit more accountable. So it kind of takes out that extra factor of hey, sometimes.
And I'll have to tell you something else I think that makes your program a success is sometimes people are just looking for somebody who cares. Somebody who wants to not give them the fish, but show them how to fish. And I can see that that's what you guys are doing.
And we've actually heard that from several people. We have I don't want to mention anybody by name in the program, but we have some ones that fit the criminal lifestyle for quite some years and just were unsuccessful with any other division and program. And one actually just graduated and she's been 60. And she even told us, like, I'm really going to miss this program. I'm really going to miss coming to class. I'm going to miss the encouragement. Just some people, like you said, need that extra little bit. They just need it. They didn't get it anywhere else.
And I can see also where friendships can develop with folks, because they really want to do better and they really want help and you guys are helping, but maybe the other students can encourage each other.
They really do. And we do a lot of group-based learning. So the moral therapy it is an entire group of peers, if you will. And then we incorporate Ross, who are also peers. But most of the peer support specialists from Ross have been to prison for substance abuse, and they've been clean for 2+ years, some even longer, 20 plus. And they can speak to those the ones in my program as the ones that's made it. And we're actually going to incorporate that too for ones that have made it to the program and graduated that are still on supervision. They can be peer support for the ones beginning. We're actually going to do that because it's easy. I can tell you something, but I haven't lived your lifestyle. But if somebody's lived that lifestyle and made it through, you'll be more prone to listen to them, I believe. So we're trying to incorporate that.
I think so. My husband and I used to help a youth group at church. And so, and neither one of us has been perfect, but we just never did drugs. We just, never. First of all, I was afraid my parents would beat me up if I did anything like that. So I just never had the desire to do it. So we had this, we called it a lock-in at the church, and went to the gymnasium and had all the kids there. And so Phil and I were trying to think of somebody to speak, because I was afraid some of the kids might be doing drugs. And so Phil had a cousin who had done drugs, alcohol, the whole works. And Phil mentioned him. He said, why don't we see if he'll come and speak? He said, because you and I can sit there and just drum on and on and on. They're not going to listen to us because we've never done anything like that before. But I'm going to tell you what, having Phil's cousin there was it. Because he could speak to them from the heart and about the decisions he had made and how it almost ruined his life. And he went on to talk about his wife. He said he'd lost his wife and kids. They were fed up with him. We're not going to mess with this anymore ever again. We're done with you. Like that. Actually got his wife back. So what tips do you have for the spouse too? And I know they've heard it over and over again. I'm going to change. I'm going to change. I'm going to change, But what can the spouse do to help encourage?
You can encourage, but you have to stop. Sometimes a support level. I have mothers and spouses and all of these other things for these people. They eventually have to get tired and let them fall.
Yeah, tough love.
If you continue to bail them out, they never receive the full consequence of their action, and they continue to have a soft landing. It doesn't help. Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom, and then you put my hand back up. But if you continue to catch them before they hit, it doesn't do. And that's some things that I've seen. And even speaking to mothers, like I really I sympathy for them, because I have no idea, and I hope I never have to live through that with my children. But it's easier to empathize with some of these mothers, and most of them will tell you that, like, I should have just let them get in that trouble all those times and stop bailing them out, and they might be different.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, we find out things like that a little bit too late. Brandon, we've got to go into a commercial break. I told you half the show's already up. So we're going to come back in just a few minutes. So you hang in there tight, okay, folks? We're going to be absolutely right back in just a couple minutes. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park, and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors, and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready? We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer. Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant.
Hello, I'm Mike, and my employees and I want to thank each and every one of you for your continued support. With thing going on right now, your rest is so important. That's why we're having the biggest My Pillow sale ever. Not only are my bed pillows as low as $19.98, but you can get the best body pillows ever. Regular $89.98, now only $29.98. Take your rest on the go with our Roll and Go Anywhere My Pillows for only $14.98. And we have our new couch and accent pillows. They aren't just for looks. They My Pillow's patented adjustable fill that gives you that amazing My Pillow comfort. In this economy, you get the best gifts ever for the best prices ever. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you get deep discounts on body, couch, bolster pillows, and so much more, including my original bed pillows for as low as $19.98. Please order now while quantities last.
We're back. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home on IC Radio. We're located in the town of Geraldine, Alabama. It's so good to be with you today. You can find us on television a couple different ways. Channel 182 on Charter Communications, as well as Abundant TV, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. I have Brandon Thompson with me right now, and excellent program put together. And, there is hope. There really is hope. A lot of folks get into trouble. And, they said, well, I'm the only person who ever had to go through this, and nobody knows why I'm in this situation. But you guys are there to kind of teach them how to do better.
Yes, ma'am. I think that's one thing that we pride ourselves in. Not only we were speaking about the group thing, uh, we're different than previous ways the criminal justice system tried to recreate is incorporating the group session for this moral recognition therapies. It turned, what's the phrase? Took a test and turned it into a testimony for some of these individuals. And we actually do that with some of the people that have been successful in their lives and turning their stuff around. They have been cognitively rehabilitated, and that's one thing that we can say we help so many do.
And I think it's awesome. And the way you guys have teamed up too with Northeast Alabama Community College. I'll have to tell you, I graduated from high school back in 1977, and I'll have to say that Northeast Alabama Community College has come a very long way. They have really grown by leaps and bounds, but I think it's probably, I don't know, there's this humility there, and I think that they really do care for the students there.
They do, and they even send instructors off-site to my facility here just and influence some of these lives. Like with the Ready to Work and some of the other programs, and it's free of charge from us. They fund all of that. They bring their own laptop in. They provide all of the opportunities. The only thing that I do is facilitate it for the building, and they take the reins and do the rest for the education, the adult education portion.
They also help folks maybe they didn't graduate from high school, get the GED and that kind of thing.
They do the GED. They do, of course, Ready to Work. They OSHA classes that help them, further in the industrial side of jobs. There's so work keys for learning how to use electronic computers. They help build resumes. They're an unlimited source of good for adult education.
They are, and I've heard they also do mock interviews, just in case you don't know what to do on a job interview. And there's nothing really, and some do's and don'ts, because like your generation, you probably never been in life without a cell phone. And and that's just it. Like my generation, I remember back in the day, we didn't have cell phones. I sound like an old person, don't I? But we didn't have them back then.
Well, no, I was the same. I think I got one when I was like 8. I get it, but yeah, no, they even for some of the participants in my program, they came in and they done interviews here in the office, and then they virtually contacted some of the other manufacturers and got their administrative personnel to conduct mock interviews on them. It even led to some jobs. That's definitely a good thing. They coordinate all of that.
Oh, yeah. They know how to do it. Now, how can the community work with you guys to make it even more of a success than it already is?
Oh, look at, especially some of the business owners around here, contact me, contact my office. I can send you people. I know they're always hiring. We're skeptical about, giving second chances. I would tell you do background checks and make your own decision. I can't guarantee the person that we send would be the best in the world, but you can't guarantee the person coming in off the street that just put the application best in the world either. But we have so many people looking for jobs. So if the community would give some of these people a chance, they may see that some of them are ready to do better. And I think that would definitely help.
You may not want to mention any names or anything like that, but tell us a few success stories, some folks who've really turned their lives around.
I was mentioning the one lady earlier. Again, she's in her 60s. She is finally doing phenomenal. Even at 60-year-old, she went through heavy equipment operator and got certified in operating equipment.
Good for her.
We actually had 2 ladies complete the program, and one of the ladies completed the program and was hired on by the instructor himself in his business. We have another gentleman that graduated. Again, I don't want to say any names, but he'd been to prison 3 separate times. It took him almost a year and a half, but he finally graduated to the 3rd phase of this program. Now has a job making almost $30 an hour welding, and is just doing fantastic. Proud of him. And we have another man who we did not get along very well when he was young. He liked to fight. He had no problems. A year and a half later, he's graduated to the 3rd phase. He's a father to a son with a genetic disorder. And he's filling the role of father and working, looking at entrepreneur now. That's some of the major stories I can think about. But he's doing fantastic. We have several doing great.
That is great. Another thing about these jobs is you can grow with them different phases of your life. If you want to work to somebody, let's say you want to be a welder, and you can work under someone under their supervision and really learn the trade. And later on, maybe go out on your own and own your own business and be a success. And I happen to know a gentleman who lives in the Fife area, and he's not a welder. I forgot what it is that he did. But anyway, let's just say he was a welder. And so he went on, worked for a company for years and just finally retired. So what he does is he will work just as a company will call him to do training for their employees. And he and his wife will decide they're going to take a trip to Europe or whatever. And he'll say, you know what? I'm going to call that company and see if they can use me. And that's what he does. He contracts himself out and does training. And so it's never too late. I mean, you can always work with it. Once you've got that trade, you got to live in the rest of your life.
You do. You just have to figure out how to use it. And again, that's one thing that we try to help do here is think outside of the box. Sometimes you have to think outside of the box. You have to take that little bit of a chance and try a little harder than most. We've seen several times it's been successful.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a metal worker, but I make jewelry. It's really odd, one-of-a-kind jewelry pieces. And I actually had a mentor. There's a lady in Oxford, Alabama, and she had this storefront on Main Street in Oxford. She's since retired, but I mean, it looked like Tiffany's of New York when you walked in and you saw the storefront. And then one day I was there and she said, "You want to go to the back and see what goes on in the back?" And I said, "You betcha." So we went to the back, and that's where all the fun was, where all their equipment and everything. So women can do these jobs as well. It's not just a man thing. Women are really good welders.
I've seen several really good welders. That was actually my trade through school. I came out welding and then turned into the Army. But yeah, I've seen several ladies working at Ohio here in Fort Payne. I've seen really good welders there. I worked there high school for a little while before the military, and I've seen several that stick right with the men. And again, with the heavy equipment operators, 2 of the ones that graduated and have done the best.
And truck drivers, man, they're in high demand big time, aren't they?
There are, and Northeast actually has a program now to where there's some kind of grant. I don't know all the details to it, completely funded for to get your CDLs now. The schooling and the test. They even have simulators to drive and practice on without getting into it.
Cool. That's pretty cool. Brandon, it's just about 15 seconds left, and I told you it'd fly by. It's so good to have you on the show. Let's do more of these, okay?
Sure will. Thank you.
Yeah. Anything new coming up, you just say, "Don, I want to be on the show. Got to make this announcement." I'll be glad to have you on.
Deal. Thank you.
We'll see you later. And thank you so much for the program.
Thank you.
There went my dog. We'll see everybody later. Bye-bye.